Hello. Having gone well. This is MUCIAN from MUCIAN Lifestyle, and today we are going to continue with our hack logo designing tutorials. And this is part 3, where we are going to be discussing the different types of logos. There are a number of logos, and when you try to research on internet, if you happen to look like here types of logos on internet, you happen to see that people give you different logos, a number of logos types. You find that like this one is saying there are 9 types of logos, is giving us 9 types. Then this one is saying there are 7 types, so the 7 types of logos and how to use them. Then besides that, are you saying this one is having 14 types, this one is having 9 different types of logos. So there are a number of logos, but we are going to find out how many logos should we be having. Types, I mean the types of logos we should be having. Are you getting it? Because with this research we are trying to make, these are people who research and upload. These are people who use their websites to give you information. So you should be able to identify what is right and what is wrong, because Google does not refuse that this is wrong. Whatever you put there, it is what it shows to those people who are like searching for it. So it means that when you are trying to browse around for some information, you have to like open up different browsers. Okay, like you open this one who is talking of 7 types, you open this one who is talking of 10 types, 7 types, then you try to gather the right information before you come up with something that is straightforward and right. So we are going to be looking at logo types. First of all, if you are new here, this is MUCIAN Lifestyle channel, where we happen to share different ideas in graphics designing, animation. We also get inspired about Africa, about Uganda, and we are yet to start that program. We are not yet there, but that is what will come in the next few months. We shall be touring out different places, but for now we are concentrating in graphics designing, video editing, and animation, where we happen to come here and get different tricks, different tips on how to design, how to promote our music. That is it. So when we happen to look at this colleague of ours is saying there are 9 types. Let us first get this and copy these ones here that we happen to see. Now we are going to go on amplifying them and knowing the different types. So if you haven't looked at our part 1 and 2, go and look at our part 1. We covered logos, slogans, mottos, trademarks. Slogan, motto, trademarks. We also covered symbols and emblems. Then in our part 2 video, we covered the characteristics or elements or principles of a good logo. Then types of logos, this is our part 3. Okay, this is what we are covering next in our 3rd video. Sorry. Now this person here has told us we have wordmark, okay, and it is also called logo types. Okay, with wordmark logos, let us see how are they defined. So we have already looked at wordmark logos. So with this one is talking of monogram, okay, monogram, that they are also known as lettermark. So we go back in our notepad. Letter forms, these are no. Okay, we shall first try to look at how did he define them. So we have wordmark, then these are the ones that the other one was talking about. Let us first paste it here and see. Known as monograms or lettermarks. This one called them lettermarks or monogram logos. It is the same, so we delete this. Can even delete this and remain with this. Then let us first look for word marks or logotype. Where did we get it from? From here. Types of logos. Yes, here. So let us go to his page and try to find out what he says about the word mark. But as that page loads, let us come here. Okay, this lady here says monogram. We on this one, that is word mark. So how did she define a word mark logo? Okay, it was part 2. Okay, similar to a letter mark, a word mark or logotype is a font-based logo that focuses on a business name alone. Okay, think Visa. Here we would think of Visa and Coca-Cola. Word mark logos work. Sorry. The word mark logos work really well when a company has a succinct and distinct name. Okay, like Google's logo is a great example of this. The name itself is catchy and memorable, so when combined with strong typography, the logo helps create strong brand recognition. So if we happen to look here, are you seeing? So basically, let me say I have a company name like Ashum Munye Scripts. So instead of like creating maybe looking of getting initials, looking of coming up with shapes, so I can just come up with a wonderful font. Okay, there are different font types. We shall be looking at that. There are different fonts that you can download and put into your software. Then you use them to type a word and it can come up with such wonderful fonts, typefaces like these ones, like Visa, Coca-Cola, and Google. Then you stop at that. Okay, so these are the logo type or word mark. Basically, it is a word. Okay, so a word or company name is used as a brand name or a logo for a product or for a company, like this one, Visa, Coca-Cola, Google. So it is just a word. Then we continue and say, also like with a lettermark logo, typography will be an important decision. So this is what we call typography. So the font you use, the typeface, how does your word look like? Are you getting it? Is it readable? Is it stylish that it will pull people's attention? You consider all of that. Will they be able to read it? Which colors are you giving it? But most times colors depend on the company principles. What is it aiming at? How do you want people to perceive it? What impression would you have? How do you want people to feel when they happen to see your logo? So you have to put all that in mind. Then we continue. You will want to pick a font or create a font. Okay, you can download a font or create, because some fonts are premium, they are bought, and some fonts are copyrighted. You can't buy them for good and you can't use them like you alone. So it means that you have to create your own font if at all you want something that is basically unique, or you buy off or hire someone to create you a font that is best for your word. Like if you happen to see Coca-Cola, the font that Coca-Cola uses, it is a copyrighted font that shouldn't be used by any other company. Okay, then when we continue, for example, fashion labels tend to use clean elegant fonts that feel high-end. Okay, while legal or government agencies almost always stick to traditional, heavier, okay, text that feels secure. Okay, so he's like giving us an example that most of the fashion labels tend to use clean, okay, then elegant fonts that feel high end. Okay, then for legal or government agencies almost always stick to traditional fonts that appear heavier and text that feels secure. Okay, so you should always put that in mind, and you should always try to Google out. At least when you try to Google out, let me say you are forming a logo design for an agency, try to Google around. Maybe if I happen to copy this, okay, then I go to my browser and I press in that government agents logos. So are you seeing? So when I happen to like browse, I get some ideas. Okay, so all of the things that are being showed here are government agencies, logos of government agencies. So the moment I try to look at this, so I can pick an idea. I get to know which traits are they basically having, so that I keep the traits also. Maybe besides that, how are they looking right now? Are you getting it? So I get, maybe to be more specific, government agencies. Okay, I get this, cut it, that was a Control X, then paste it here. Logos of government agencies in USA. So are you seeing, if I put that of Uganda, are you seeing? So these are government agencies in Uganda. So if I try to like before, like you try to like design, like try to make some research, okay? Because with you making some research, you happen to know what am I supposed to be designing, what is expected of me, then what is like, what idea should I come with. Because when you try to make some research, you get more ideas, you get to know which traits you should follow to see that at least you come up with something, instead of doing reduce, and instead of a client, okay, referring you. But it is also always better you like tell him, you ask him like, where did you get this idea, or do you have any idea of the logos that you basically want to create, okay, what you want to be created for. Then this person will be able to tell you, do you see that logo of National Water? It has this thing. Do you see this logo of this company? But it is like, after giving you those examples, you should like try to Google similar logos or similar companies that are dealing in the same services. Which logos are they having, so that you are able to borrow a leaf about them. Okay, so we've seen that. So now we continue, and so the page that we were looking for did what? Opened up. This one, they were 9. This is 7. Let me see if it was this. Yes, it was this. So we started with the word marks or logo types. Then this person is also talking of letter forms. So let us see what is the difference between lettermarks, monogram logos. What is the difference between lettermarks or monogram logos and letter forms? Because this is a type that this one is having and the rest are not what? And the rest, like this one, are not having it. This one is having a monogram logos or lettermarks. So we copy this. We already have this. We don't copy. We already noted it here. So monograms or lettermark logos. Monogram logos or lettermark logos. So we looked at this word marks. So let us look at this, the monogram logos. So if we try to go back here, what is said about the monogram logos? Monogram logos or lettermarks are logos that consist of letters. Okay, monogram logos consist of letters, usually brand initials. Let me say I have an example, like if at all I go to research here, sign in. Okay, let us first complete the definition. Okay, for example, they said here monogram logos or lettermarks are logos that consist of letters, usually brand initials like IBM, CNN, HP, and HBO. So these are the all different companies. Okay, so noticing a partner, yes, then they are the initialisms of a few famous businesses with rather lengthy names. So we consider, when do we use monogram logos? If at all we want to design a logo for a company that has a long company name. And let me say, if at all we are designing a logo for a company and we would want to come up with something that is eye-catching, something that is good, but the company name is too big, okay, that is when we think of monogram logos or lettermark logos. We continue by saying, with rather lengthy names, yes, with 2 or 3 words to remember. Okay, so they have each turned to using their initials for brand identification purposes. So it makes perfect sense for them to use monograms. So they are saying the company name may be of 3 or 2 words, but they are too long. Okay, then for them to like get a wonderful logo, so it makes sense to use the company initials. Okay, so if the word is too long, so they happen to pick one name, an initial of each word. Say CNN here. If you look at CNN, okay, so what is CNN in full? CNN stands for here we see Cable News Network. Okay, so it is Cable News Network. But if you look here, it is CNN. So that is their logo. Let us try to look out any other examples that may have been given by some other companies, some other websites where we have the letter marks. We have CAP. This one gave us one example, that is CAP. Let us go to this one. In the letter mark, what did this person give us? We have sign in. Let us go here in his examples. Monogram. So this person gave us BBC, ESPA, that is ESPA, then NBC. Are you seeing? Warner Bros, we have 1 year, we have NFL, we have HP, we have channel. Are you seeing that? So you may find that there is one who gets these logos. Let me see here if I can give you an example. Like if you happen to look at this one here, like HP. So this person is integrating he has gone ahead to integrate the text into a shape. Are you seeing that? Then there is also this one where you see that it is Gucci, Fendi. So it is like it is that word. Coca-Cola, it is that word. Okay. So there is no integrating shapes, there is no combination of letters. So because if you look here on channel, it is a C that was flipped to look at the right hand side, then also another C that was flipped to look at the left hand side. So it all remains that they use company name initials. Okay. Oh, no. Yes, with monograms they use company name initials. So they go on picking each letter from the start. Because if we happen to look at BBC, so BBC in full. Okay, so let us try to understand what does BBC stand for. British Broadcasting Corporation. Are you saying that? So B, the first B stands for British. The second B stands for Broadcasting. Then the C stands for Corporation. I hope you have got that. So with letter mark, what like it stands for and what it means. So with, let us try to see letter mark, logos, and monogram. We've looked at them. Here they use initials of the company names. Then with these letter forms, there's someone here who gave us letter forms. Let us try to read through what he says about letter forms up and see. He says letter forms is number 2. So we slope down and read his letter forms and see. So as he said, letter forms are one letter logos that only include the first letter of the company's name. Often brands will have an additional version of their logo that comprises their full business name, called a wordmark or logotype, as explained above, to be used in different occasions. As a letter form, logos are small. They are easily scalable. They are easily scalable even when used in mini even when used in these dimensions, they are likely to stay recognizable, okay? Especially if they have a fair, simple design without too many details. This makes them ideal for app icons, favicons, and social media profile pictures, and more. Let us try to look at them like that. No? For me, I don't agree with that. So I prefer having these, because with letter marks and monograms, then you dealing with your software, you can balance up your logo, then make sure that it can go to smaller items. That is why we talk of a logo being versatile. Okay, then okay, so we don't agree with that. For me, I don't agree with that. So it is like you are going to be confusing yourself. So we remove this. So meaning that our first logo type is the word marks. Then with this is our second one, that is monogram. Remember, I told you that this is research made by people. So you don't know whether this person went to an animation school, graphics school, this person, which research, where did he research from? So that is why you have to be careful. You have to open up the different websites and look to see that at least you have something that is basically right. Then we have this one where this person says logo symbols or symbol logos, then brand marks and pictorial marks. Okay, so let us go back here. What does this person say about? So we didn't like cover up where do we happen to use the monograms. Let us see if this one gives us that. So lettermark is a typical. So lettermark is the same as monogram. A lettermark is a typography-based logo that is comprised of a few letters, usually a company's initials. The letters all above are all about. The letter mark is all about simplicity. By initializing just a few letters, lettermark logos are effective at streamlining any company brand if they have a strong name. For example, how much easier is it to say and remember NASA? Okay, versus the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So it is better if it is rather easy to remember that is NASA. So they continued here and gave you examples: HBO, BMI, and NASA. Then they continued and said, because the focus is on initials, the font you choose or create is very important to make sure your logo is not only on theme with what your company does, but also legible when you print on business cards. Okay. Also, if you are not an established business already, you may want to add your full business name below the what? The logo. So people can begin to learn who are you, who you are. Okay, right away. Are you getting it? So with this, they have given you an example. Then they have also given you an option that you can put the full name of what this logo stands for below. Okay, and it is rather better that you put into consideration the font that you happen to use. Okay, so this, like, if you happen to see this logo here, okay, so someone would have used something like these normal letters you see here, but he went far and created a font, okay, that is unique, like to pull people's attention. Remember the characteristics and the elements of a logo that we looked at first in our second video. Then we've looked at monograms. Now let us go to symbols and brand marks. So for symbols and brand marks, so let me hope that we covered what word marks are. Then when we happen to come to pictorial marks or logo symbols, okay, so with a pictorial logo or mark, a pictorial mark, sometimes called a brand mark or a logo symbol, is an icon or graphic based logo. It is probably the image that comes to mind Okay, when you think of logos, when you think logo, the icon Apple logo, the Twitter bird, the target bullseye, each of these companies logos is emblematic, and each brand so established that the mark alone is instantly recognizable. Okay, a true brand mark is only an image. Are you getting it? Because of this, it can be a tricky logo type for new companies or those without strong brand recognition to use. So it means that this logo is simple as just a picture. Okay, so a pic. So as you see the iPhone logo or the Apple logo, then the Twitter logo, then also this one, the target bullseye logo. So it means that with these logos, you have to be well known, recognizable, but you should also have it in mind that no one starts a company with everyone knowing him or her. So it means that this calls for more marketing for people to get to know you, so that the moment they happen to see that icon or that picture or that logo, they can tell that that is Twitter, that is Apple, that is bullseye. Are you getting it? So that is what you should have in mind. Then when we continue to look at what it continues to say here, the biggest thing to consider when deciding to go with a pictorial mark is what image to choose. Okay, does that image look beautiful, attractive? Okay, then this is sometime that will stick with your company its entire existence. So as you pick a logo, have that in mind, that what you choose, it is what is going to stick to your company for the lifetime. You need to think about the broader implications of the image you choose. Do you want to play on your name like John Daly, that's with their dear logo? Okay, or are you looking to create deeper meaning, thinking how the Snapchat ghost tells us what the product does? Or do you want to evoke an emotion? Okay, do you want to evoke an emotion as the Wildlife Foundation does with the stylized image of the panda, an adorable and endangered species? Are you getting it? Then he gave us something here that let us open it and see some of the icons is giving us. So you should be able to research, find out new ideas. Okay, so are you seeing that? She's like giving us different ideas. So you should be able, you Google around and see different ideas. Okay, then from seeing those ideas, you also come up with your own idea. Okay, so we go back. So now we've looked at what logos are like, what a pictorial logo, because remember, a pictorial logo is the same as the brand mark, is the same as the symbol logo. Okay, then number 4, we are to be looking at what abstract logos are. Okay, so we'll close this. What abstract logos are. So an abstract mark or an abstract logo is a specific type of pictorial logo. Okay, instead of being recognizable image and a recognizable image like an apple or bird, it is an abstract geometric form that represents your business. A few famous examples include the BP, Starburst, Y logo, okay? Then the Pepsi divided circle and the strip Y Adidas flower. Like all logo symbols, abstract marks work really well because they condense your brand into a single image. Okay. However, instead of being restricted to a picture of something recognizable, abstract logos allow you to create something truly unique, okay, to represent your brand. So basically, there are a number of logos that are abstract. What is missing here is the Nike logo. It is an abstract logo. We are going to see on different websites which examples are they trying to give us as abstract logos. Here we see they have given us the BP Starburst Y logo. This is the one here. Then we have for Pepsi. Then we have this one for Adidas. Then let us try to Google around and see on the other websites which examples are they giving us for abstract logos. Abstract logos. This one says these are image-based logos that use abstract forms to reflect companies' branding. Unlike pictorial marks that represent a real object, abstract logo marks are more metaphorical. As they do not depict a specific recognizable object, abstract logo marks give you the chance to create something highly unique. If you go for this type of logo, pinpoint your brand's core values, okay? So you have to first list out your company's core values. Experiment with reflecting them in a simple geometrical form that will evoke, okay? That will evoke the right emotions, and Airbnb's logo is reminiscent of the familiar location icons, as well as being an abstracted form of an upside down heart. So let us look at the example they are giving us. So here they said Airbnb, okay, channel. Then we have Nike, we have Olympics, we have Google Drive, we have Adidas and Pepsi. So are they giving us those images? No. So let us try to get these so that you try to understand it definitely. So for abstract logos, then we copy this, then put it into Google. So we just get where did we do this? So we get this, copy and paste it here. Ctrl A, Ctrl V, logo. So we are trying to see how does it look like. Are you seeing the logo they are talking about? Okay. Then besides that, we go for another one, that is channel. Are you seeing that logo too? Then they also talk of Nike. So I want us to get to know the logos that are basically being talked about. Okay, we are not wasting time. We are trying to make sure that we at least understand what abstract logos are. So this is the true logo of Nike, as you see here, when it has no any word. So everything is well, like tick, it is good. Okay, so if you just see that tick, that is Nike. Then we also have the one for Olympics. So you use that method and try to Google around and see. Are you seeing the one for Olympics? So these are the abstract logos. When you happen to see this, can you tell that people run from there, people jump, people skip, people do a lot of sports work, like sports, that side, over in Olympics? So that is what we refer to as an abstract logo. So let us first go back. So abstract logos, abstract logos. So we've looked at them. Then the benefit of an abstract mark is that you are able to convey what your company does symbolically without relying on the actual implications of a specific image. Through color and form, you can attribute, meaning and cultivate emotion around your brand. As an example, think about how the Nike swoosh implies movement and freedom. So they have explained everything. Then from the abstract logos, we have the mascots. So we want to understand what mascots are. So if we happen to read here, this one says mascot logos are logos that involve an illustrated character. Okay? Often colorful, sometimes cartoonish, and most always fun. Okay? The mascot logo is a great way to create your very own brand spokesperson. Okay? Like the KFC logo. So are you seeing? A mascot is simply an illustrated character that represents your company. Think of them as the ambassadors, think of them as the ambassador for your business. Famous mascots include the Kool-Aid Man, KFC, Colonel, and Planters Mr. Peanut. This one, and this one. So if you happen to create your logo as this one for KFC, that means you're already creating a mascot logo. Then mascots are great for companies that want to create a wholesome atmosphere by appealing to families and children. Are you getting it? Then think of all mascots at sporting events and the great dynamic they create by getting involved with the audience. Are you getting it? So then when we happen to continue down, we have the combination mark. So we've looked at if we go back here, we've seen the abstract logos. We have also seen what mascots are. We've seen what word marks are, monograms, logos or symbolic logos. I mean, symbol logos, brand marks or picture marks. We've looked at abstract logos. We've looked at mascots. So let us look at combination logos, and we have emblems, that is 6. Then from the emblems, we also have the combination logos. So let us first look at the emblems. So let us look at the emblems and the combination mark logos. Let us start with the combination logos. A combination mark is a logo comprised of a combined word mark or letter mark and pictorial mark, or even abstract mark or mascot. The picture and the text can be laid out side by side, stacked on the top or each other, or integrated together to create an image. Okay, some well-known combination mark logos include Doritos, Burger King, and Lacosity. So I think all of you are well conversant with these logos. So in adding some note on the combination logos, these are created by combining any of the discussed logos before. Are you getting it? You can remember we talked of the word mark, where we have logos like Coca-Cola, Google, and so many others. Then we talked of letter mark or monograms, where we have NASA, HBO. So those are like using company name initials. So we can happen to like combine. We get a pictorial logo, then we place in a word mark, meaning that those are two different logos put together to come up with one word, with one logo. Okay, that is what we mean by combination mark. So we combine, we can get a picture, then put text, so we create one logo after combining a pictorial, then the word mark. Okay, because a name is associated with the image. A combination mark is a versatile choice, with both text and the icon or mascot working together to reinforce your brand. Okay, with a combination mark, people will also begin to associate your name with your pictorial mark or mascot right away. In the future, you may be able to rely exclusively on a logo symbol and not have to always include your name. Okay, also because of the combination of a symbol and the text creates a distinct image together. This type of logo is usually easier to trademark than a pictorial mark alone. Are you getting it? Because if you see the Apple or iPhone logo, you can't tell, is it iPhone, is it an orange selling company, is it what, because it has no any text on it. You do not even know what to Google. Are you getting it? Because it is a pictorial logo. It has no any word on it. It has nothing on it. So the moment you combine and put some text, at least you give a clue to a client to research maybe what to type in and research about the company. Are you getting it? Then the next logo, and it is our last logo type, that is the emblem. And an emblem logo consists of font inside a symbol or an icon. Think badges, seals, and crests. Okay, these logos tend to have a traditional appearance about them that can make a striking impact. Thus, they are often the go-to choice for many schools, organizations, or government agencies. The auto industry is also very fond of emblem logos. Okay, why they have a classic style. Some companies have effectively modernized the traditional emblem look with logo designs fit for the first century. Think of Starbucks' iconic mermaid emblem, or Harley Davidson's famous crest. Okay, and we have them here as the examples of the emblem logos. So, but because of their lean towards higher detail and the fact that the name and symbol are rigidly entwined, they can be less versatile than the aforementioned types of logos. Okay, so they are not all that too versatile. Like, they can't be fixed on smaller icons. That is what is trying to mean, and is also trying to mean that on some items they may not come out well, because if we talk of being versatile, it means that if I'm to put it on a black background, it comes out. To put it on a red background, it comes out. If I'm to compress it, like reduce its scale, it comes out well. So with this one, it is where a little bit at times it challenges. Then an intricate emblem design won't be easy to replicate across all brands. For business cards, a busy emblem may shrink so small before it becomes too difficult to read. Also, if you plan on embroidering this type of logo on hats or shirts, then you really have to create a design that is on a simple side, or it just won't be possible. So as a rule, keep your design uncomplicated and you will walk away with a strong, bold look that will make you look like the consummate professional. Are you getting it? So then here down they tell you the different benefits, okay, when to use combination mark or emblem logos. So they are like telling you when to use. A combination mark is a great choice for pretty much any business out there. It's versatile, usually high, unique, and the most popular choice of the logo among prominent companies. We also see a lot of combination mark logos get created on that. And emblem is a traditional. So these are like showing you where to use this logo and when to use it. So thanks for being part of us. This is Munya Scripts Lifestyle channel, where we share a lot of things, okay, about personal development, about graphics, about animation, about anything to deal with design and creativity, and anything to deal within the creative world. Okay, remember, these tutorials are basically free, but if you find them important and you find them worthy, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, and also consider donating to us. Just visit our description section and you happen to know more about Munya Scripts, more about the YouTube channel and what it does. And please remember to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and we love you all. Thanks for watching. Take care.